Revolt of 1857 is considered as the first war of independence, and 77 years prior to the revolt of 1857, there was an act of heroism, bravery, valor and courage shown by Rani Velu Nachiyar and Kuyili. Kuyili, she was also the head of Women's Brigade of the army of Rani Velu Nachiyar. So today's short video, we are going to discuss about the contribution of Kuyili. Like specifically, you can observe on the board, the flame of valor who burned for the freedom. So let's understand about the contribution of Rani Velu Nachiyar and Kuyili. Hello everyone. Hi, this is Alok Ojha. Welcome to StudyIQ IAS English. Now let me talk in short about Rani Velu Nachiyar. Rani Velu Nachiyar, she was born on 3rd January 1730. Since her childhood days, she was keen about learning different languages and she knew many languages. Apart from this, she was also taught the different arts. For example, she was expert in shooting, archery, horse riding, fencing and so on. Around the age of 16, she was married to Maharaja of Sivaganga, Muthuperiya, and after some time, she gave birth to a girl child. Then, around 1772, Nawab of Arcot and English East India Company formed an alliance against Maharaja Muthuperiya. Like English East India Company, it was formed way back in 1600 and they established their first factory at Surat around 1613. Now, English East India Company after that followed the policy of expansionism, and with the passage of time, they established many factories across the east and the west coast of India. Later on, they also established different presidencies, for example, Madras Presidency, Bombay Presidency and the Bengal Presidency. From 1750s itself, they were following the policy of expansionism in the southern part of India. And now there was a fierce battle that was fought between the army of Muthuperiya and English East India Company, or the combined army of English East India Company and Nawab of Arcot. In this battle, the Maharaja of Sivaganga, Muthuperiya, lost his life. And the fort of Sivaganga was now under the control of English East India Company. Rani Velu Nachiyar, at any cost, she wanted to reacquire back the fort of Sivaganga from the control of English East India Company. Because from the fort of Sivaganga, English East India controlled the major parts of the Sivaganga region or the regions around Sivaganga. So this was a basic and a short introduction about Rani Velu Nachiyar ji. Now, who was Kuyili, the personal bodyguard? In fact, the head of the Women's Brigade of the army of Velu Nachiyar. Let's throw light upon that as well. Kuyili, she was born approximately around 1749 and she was born in a Dalit family. Her father was a cobbler. Since her childhood days, she was told about the stories of bravery, valor and courage. After the death of his mother, her father, he moved towards Sivaganga and he started working as a cobbler in Sivaganga. After some time, he started working as a cobbler in the court of Rani Velu Nachiyar. So whenever he used to go to the court, in fact, his small daughter, specifically Kuyili, she also used to visit the court of Velu Nachiyar. With the passage of time, both of them became close friends. That is Kuyili and Rani Velu Nachiyar. Like Kuyili, she was also expert in horse riding, fencing, and she was also learning the martial art referred as Silambam. Like I'll give you two important examples. Like once upon a time, like it is said that she was along with Rani Velu Nachiyar and a person attacked Rani Velu Nachiyar. In that situation, it is believed that she got severely wounded while protecting Rani Velu Nachiyar, but she had fought valiantly against a person who had attacked the Rani. And in such a situation, it is believed that she was made as a personal bodyguard of Rani Velu Nachiyar. In fact, her own, what we say, Silambam teacher who used to teach her martial arts, he was planning to kill Rani Velu Nachiyar and she had killed her own guru. She had killed her own spiritual teacher to protect her queen. And from here onwards, she was made as the head of the Women's Brigade of Rani Velu Nachiyar. As discussed previously that the fort of Sivaganga, it was under the command and control of English East India Company. And precisely in the fort of Sivaganga, there were arms and ammunition of the Britishers that were hidden. Like it is said that Britishers initially tried to bring Kuyili on their side so that they can suppress Rani Velu Nachiyar. In fact, they attacked the Dalit community in the different villages so that they can at least garner the support of Kuyili towards the side of Britishers. But Kuyili, she supported Rani Velu Nachiyar. Now, there were lots of arms and ammunition that were hidden in the fort of Sivaganga, and in fact, that was the base of power for English East India Company. And the fort of Sivaganga, it was just open only on one day, and that too on the last day of the Navratri, on the day of Vijayadashmi, wherein the women of the village, they used to visit the Rajarajeshwari Amman temple, which was there in the fort of Sivaganga, to worship the Devi. On that day, the Sivaganga fort was open to all. This was seen as the best opportunity by Kuyili to destroy the arms and ammunition of the Britishers, of the English East India Company. So the lady, they were carrying along with them flowers or the flower basket. And in the flower basket, there were weapons as well. In fact, this was seen as the best opportunity to enter the fort of Sivaganga. Kuyili, she entered in the fort of Sivaganga for doing the darshan of Rajarajeshwari Amman. And after that, somehow she moved into the room wherein the arms and ammunition of the Britishers were kept. And as soon as she moved into the room, she poured oil and ghee on herself. And she burnt herself so that the entire ammunition could be destroyed. She ablazed herself. And that was the contribution of Kuyili. In fact, it is said that this can be considered as the first suicide attack against the English East India Company. So the contribution of Rani Velu Nachiyar and Kuyili, it is hidden somewhere within the books of history. So this was a short video on Rani Velu Nachiyar and Kuyili. My friends, StudyIQ IAS has come up with GS Foundation batches 2027 and 2028. The batches are completely based on SMART model, that is structured classes. Initially, the students would be taught the basics followed by the advanced classes. There would be a mentor who would be guiding you throughout your journey for civil services preparation. I usually keep on suggesting the students that rather than going for multiplication of resources, we have to go for consolidation of resources and multiple revision. So revision does play a very crucial role. So as a part of SMART model batches, there would be revision, there would be light thrown on the different aspects of revision as well. And the most crucial aspect, many of the students from South India and Northeastern India face one problem, that batches are not available in English. But as a part of StudyIQ courses, there's a complete separate batch in English medium, wherein all the subjects would be taught to you completely in English. And there's a price drop. Specifically, the prices of the batches are starting at a very affordable range of 7,999. So use the code ALOK that is flashing on your screen to get the benefits of the offer. So it's a limited period offer. Use the code ALOK that is flashing on your screen. Jai Hind.